All right, everybody. Happy Easter. Happy Sunday for everybody that does not celebrate Easter. It is the Blackwell Project. We are here every week at 7 p.m., every Sunday at 7 p.m. And today we're doing something a little bit different, y'all. This is the episode about nothing. So we flied in the rest of them, so we had to come here and do something a little bit different. We wanted to let our creative Yamin fly in every which way possible. But today we're going to talk about a smorgasbord of topics. Today's show is going to be kind of short and condensed, but we got a couple of things we want to talk about. But before we get going, I wanted to say what's up to the team. How's everybody doing today?
Man, what's up to my heathen brothers? You know what I'm saying? We all here.
You know what, Jimmy? It's funny. I started to say clearly we are the heathens, but I didn't know how everybody was going to feel about that.
Hey, listen, I say it for you, bro. I got your back. What's up, my heathen brothers?
What's going on? I'm from a little town called Half a Bar.
What's up, Coach Carter? You do any special press releases this week?
Nah, man. So I was actually drinking vodka last night, and I had an idea to do a book. So I'm gonna go and knock that out. I came with a whole business plan last night off that vodka, and I got a whole business plan, and I'm going to execute on that. So I got tonight after the show, I'm gonna go ahead and I got the outline. I'm gonna start to put it together.
I think it's the first time I heard somebody say I got on that vodka and I got a business plan. Most of the time I'm like,
yo, it's the other way around.
I love it.
There's some sort of debauchery going on. My man said I came with a whole new idea for a business.
Right.
Usually, this is what I'm talking about.
Usually, I'm high off that vodka, and I came home with another baby, but he came up with a book.
So another baby. No, I got it.
It is a baby.
It is a new baby.
Facts, Corey.
Hey, listen, I done like in my mind, I already spent $20,000 on the business. But at the same time I came up with a business plan as a part of the dream. Me and my dad jumped somebody in the dream too. So,
hey, listen, man. As my mom would say, what number does that mean play? I tell my mom, I had a dream about this, and she'd be like, "Well, let me go see what number that mean play." You know, that's what we do.
I don't know if they have a number for you and your dad
jumping somebody.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's up with you, Corey? Everything good?
Yeah, man. I'm back from the land of janky internet, man. I'm back on this side on the East Coast, man. So listen, man. So me and my young boys, we stopped in Orlando yesterday. You know what I mean? Just to, quick little day trip, and then we came back to the city. So we went from Houston, did a little day trip in Orlando, and then we came back here. So
how long is that
flying around?
It's not a drive. We flew.
I just said you flying around. Yeah.
Oh, you flew for the day?
Yeah, we flew. Is it like an hour and a half flight?
Yeah, I mean, Corey got a PJ, man. What y'all talking about, man?
So everybody that's watching is a private jet.
Either that or your mule, one of the two.
No, we ain't doing none of that. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not catching no federal case for like 1/10 of the money. That's never going to happen. You're not catching me on no pack mule. No. No.
So listen, if folks haven't noticed, our better half of the teams aren't here. 2/4 of the team or 2/6 of the team aren't here. Courtney and Tracy are busy. We're not busy, but they're out celebrating with their family. So
we just heathens out here, y'all. You got the heathen squad tonight. Y'all
stuck with us sinners. Y'all stuck with the center squad.
All right, so before we jump into our B.O.B. of the week, let's say what's up to everybody. I see Tay Renee. Hey, Tay.
Hey,
Robbie.
What's going on?
Jose. Even if I
was
yeah. They get to take the day off. We don't get to take days off, y'all. Y'all know how I go. Don Johnson. Monica. How you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, Takina.
What's going on?
Well, Karan, what's up with you, sir?
What up, though?
What it is, though?
What up, Elizabeth? Oh, what's up, Shelby? It's your first time here, I think. What's up, homeboy?
What's going on? Adrian. She done bust that Easter grub. She done eating. She ready to go.
Let us know what kind of food you had, Adrian.
She had ham chops.
Yo, real quick,
Don't-
I want to say something too, man. You know, we got a bunch of episodes in the can, but we have one coming up this week. I'm not sure when it's dropping, but we actually interviewed Karan, and he told his story. And man, I learned a lot about that brother, man. So he will be on an upcoming episode of By the Hood.
Nice.
So shout out to Karan, man. You know, he was very transparent and you know, learned a lot about the brother, man. But dope.
Y'all out here scooping my interviews. I had plans to interview Karan. Y'all beat me to it.
You act like he can't be interviewed twice. Like his interview is only one. He can only do one at a time.
You know it's something to be in the first. You don't act like you don't know it's something to be in the first. But no, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm really, really happy on how this all kind of comes together. My people feed your people feed me. Courtney's people coming to feed in. And
hey, listen, man. That's how we pay money all up in the family.
That's right.
Yo, man, that's the woo. What's up, Facebook user?
What up, Facebook user?
So listen, whoever that is, do me a favor. Give StreamYard permission to share your credentials. So I'm not sure who that is. Canby, how are you?
What's going on? Chris,
what's really good?
It was
really, really good.
All right, so as we move on to our next topic, which is our BOB of the week, our Black-owned business of the week. Remember, folks, always shop Black, always buy Black. There's nothing better than Black, so why not support Black? So we got By the Hood. Black Powers, Black. They
you know, like I'm saying, it's resurrection. So we have a new redesigned website, bythehood.com. Black wealth is Black power. So, and part of what we want to do is because we're known for the work that we do in the community, in the streets. We're giving away a free intro to stock market webinar. Just go to bythehood.com. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see, a little bit about the webinar right there. That's me and my brother Corey. But you can get the, a little bit about us. And this is our redesigned site, so our redesigned site is done, you can hit us up with the different social media links, but it's really designed as a way to share more information with this free webinar, tell a little bit about us. And you see some of the testimonials that we got and some of the work that we put in within these streets out here, man. So we really be out here, before COVID, we was out here. So you see some of the powerful testimonials. This is a picture from one of our camps, with the youth. Yeah, so that's the new bythehood.com. And for those that aren't familiar with what we do, we're in the community talking about the power of ownership, the power of equity, and all these kind of things. And we're bringing it into the online space now, So that's the new design, bythehood.com.
So bythehood.com. All right. I like it.
.com.
Hey, man, Corey, you can sing. I heard you hit the high note, brother.
No, he getting ready for the verses at 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? He's warming up.
Listen, I'm all about tonight's verses. The Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire.
Who you got?
It's a draw.
I kind of wanted the Isleys versus Gap Band, but it worked.
Listen, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love both, but the Isleys.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got a special affection for the Isleys.
But the Isleys, bro, like.
Yeah, man.
Man, listen.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like,
going back to what Malik said, I love Charlie Wilson. I love the Gap Band, but they don't have the catalog to go up against either one of them. And I say that in all humbleness. Like you got to realize,
Charlie Wilson versus Ron Isley would go hard.
That would be very hard.
That's a little different. But listen, though, let me put it to you this way: I think the Isleys can go up against the Gap Band and Earth, Wind and Fire at the same time. I don't think cats recognize how big the Isleys catalog is, bro.
No, but Earth, Wind and Fire's catalog is fire too.
Yeah. Is that? No, I mean that with all due respect. I say that respectfully.
I know.
That's no disrespect.
But listen, man, the Isleys been making music since the 50s. Like, I don't think people really get it.
Yeah, man.
They 60 plus years strong in the game.
The crazy part is, like, I think they both make, love songs and music like that, but don't nobody make panty dropping music like the Isley Brothers, man. Don't nobody make the panty dropping.
Like when they play Caravan of Love, like that. No, man. Yo.
Yeah, man.
Corey and Jimmy out here trying to make babies, y'all. Y'all see this, right?
Jimmy is kidless. Jimmy ain't making no baby.
I ain't sure. I'm cool on that. Listen,
kidless.
Listen, I'm cool. Out here with I made it this far. I'm good. Listen, all I'm saying is Isley's 3-0, man.
Whoa, you think they're going 3-0?
Listen, man, it's a different. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. I love them.
I'm not saying they not. You know,
It's
I
just levels,
prefer
bro.
them, but I don't know about a 3-0, dog. I don't think they're gonna body bag them. I don't think they
Yo,
body bag.
Between the Sheets, Footsteps, like it's just too much, man. Like, yo,
September, Serpentine Love.
listen, I get it. It's levels though.
But here's
right?
the thing: everybody forgets that Versus is 20 songs, 2020,
and that's my point.
Right. And so I think they both have 20 bangers, 20 hits that everybody's going to love.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think.
it's a
Yeah,
draw.
if you start expanding it to 50.
Yo, I'm not even getting into the like twisted shot. Like, come on, man. Like, it just don't stop.
Listen, I prefer the ISDs also, but for 20 songs, I think Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think Earth, Wind, and Fire can hang for 20.
And then when For the Love of You come on, it's over anyway. At that point, it's just over. Like when For the Love of You come on.
Yeah.
All right, so
but that's only one round though. That song.
No, that song. Yo, they got part 1 and 2. They need to play both of them.
all right, but listen, everybody in the audience, who y'all got tonight? Y'all got Earth, Wind, and Fire, or y'all got the Ozzy Brothers? Put it in the chat. Let us know, and do us a favor while you are doing that. Y'all know we are fighting against these algorithms, so like
and share.
Video, share this video, share with anybody who's concerned about or who's thinking about Black wealth. I said to a buddy of mine the other day who's really interested in real estate, and they're in Philly. So I shared Aisha Sheldon. Shout out to Aisha Sheldon, a friend of the show.
She gonna punch you in your face.
You keep saying her name wrong. She gonna hurt you, bro.
What did I say?
Sheldon. Her name is Sheldon. She's gonna punch you in the face.
All right, Sheldon. My bad. I'm so sorry. But anyway, back to the story. So a friend of mine shares that they want to go into real estate. And so I shared her book with her. And I said, always buy Black. And so their retort was, I'm diverse. I'm only caring about diversity. And so one of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight, was, what is our love affair with this thing called diversity? What is our love affair with not wanting to support Black people? And listen, we already know we can't buy 100% everything Black, right? It's almost impossible. We don't live in Nigeria. We don't live in Jamaica. The predominant group of people are not Black. So somebody's going to get a market share of our stuff. However, I feel when you look at the numbers, Black-owned businesses are the biggest employers of Black people. We know Black people have double the unemployment that of the national average. So it would kind of behoove us to spend our money intentionally with Black-owned businesses as much as possible. And when I say Black-owned businesses, I'm talking about Black-owned businesses who want to be Black, not those who want to get our money and then take it somewhere else.
I'm laughing because as you talk, Corey over there stretching, so I'm just gonna fall back because
man. Listen, man.
He over there stretching like he went to box or something. So
cause I hate when people do that. Like, first of all, I can for me, when somebody starts saying that, I automatically turn them off. Like I shut them right out. They can't say nothing else to me that I'm going to listen to. So at that point, whatever. But the first thing that happens is I learned from a child, anything with inclusivity, diversity, all of those those little trigger words, stay far away from that as you possibly can get. Right? Because none of that stuff means Black folks anything good. Because every time we do something specifically for Black folks, somebody want to do inclusivity in whatever the hell else you want to put into that so that other people can get their hands into it. So we literally slaved to get all of this stuff because it's ridiculous that nothing gets done specifically for Black people is because people want to be inclusive in whatever the hell else all of those other terms mean. And that's, to me, that's one of the main reasons why Black people can't get ahead. Is because everything got to be minority or inclusive or have diversity. Anything made specifically for Black people has to include some other kind of racial or sexual whatever to be in so that Black people can get it. And it's ridiculous.
Listen,
Corey over there, mad.
That's one of the things.
I see steam coming off his head.
That's one of the things that piss me off. I don't have a lot of things in the real world that really drive me crazy. Like that's one of the things that drives me absolutely nuts. Why Black people are so inclusive. Because the reason why we don't succeed as a collective is because we want to include everybody in everything we do. We don't do anything specifically for us.
So I find it interesting, right? Everybody connects Black people with affirmative action. But when you look at affirmative action, the biggest winners of affirmative
White
action
women
are white women. But again, it's funny that they say, oh, we got all these programs under affirmative action, but who always creeps in? White women or somebody else that is not Black. And so then the dollars always get diverted. Nobody ever wants to really talk about that. Nobody ever really wants to have.
And if you want to talk about the biggest winners of the minority contracts here in Philadelphia, in Philadelphia specifically, is Asian women, right? Like all of these things that were created specifically, supposedly for Black people, we don't even get our hands on. We get like 2, 3, and 4% of that stuff.
Everybody
so.
Listen,
Oh,
here's what I say, man. Like one of the things, and shout out to my brother Corey for this, man, because even as it relates to, our business, we're kind of unapologetic in who our target audience is. You know what I'm saying? And like we learned from Dr. Claude Anderson, we'll take anybody's money, but we're marketing towards one focus. That's why we're not afraid on our website. It says Black wealth is Black power. We don't care who turns away from that. And that's fine. One of the reasons why we work so well is because we're focused on the mission and not necessarily the money. And one of the things I could say I'm most proudest of not only Corey, but our partnership is not necessarily what we've built and the money we've made, but the money we've turned down. If I show folks some of the emails and people that have offered to not only be on our show, give us opportunity to speak in spaces that some people will only dream for, and we straight tell them no, because we're not speaking to our people. Like, you would be amazed by it, and you would say, what the hell? Like, we don't even care because we are working for our people. Like, so, and the thing about it is, in Message to the Black Man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about, in order for you to be on the equal playing field, you have to build for self. Like, his thing is, which is crazy because, they take everything out of context in terms of what his overall message was. But when you read his writings, he is never like anti-Semitic. He's never anti-white. His thing is we need to build our own before we can be taken serious and, taken as equal partners, because if not, we're always coming in from a subservient position when we go to do business with someone else. And that's the perspective that he gives. That's a Message to the Black Man. And he talks about that because you don't want to always be able to partner with someone or do business, because in the point that he makes is within this world, and Kamari mentioned it earlier, you're always going to have to do business with somebody who doesn't look like you in order to survive, because we don't own like any means, but you want to make sure you come in on an equal playing field. In order to do that, you need to build spaces and businesses that are for you. It's not that it's anti anything. It's just that it's pro one thing. So pro Black doesn't mean anti-white or anti anything else. Yeah. So you just got to understand.
My grandmother told me if it's not a negotiation unless you have some way to enforce the other side.
That's facts.
It's begging. And so we end up begging because we have no economic way. Everybody else has an economic way to enforce the other side of any deal, except for us. Every time, like we looking at that right now with our politics across the country, right? We don't have an economic way to enforce anything. We have to beg other people and get other people involved. We're having problems in Georgia right now. We had to ask the major league people to not go there, and the golf people was like, "Nah, we doing whatever the hell we want. We gonna still bring the tournament here because we don't have an economic way to enforce it. Every other culture has an economic way to enforce things except for us. And that's because we want to be inclusive and we want to be Rainbow Coalition and bring everybody in and kumbaya and it's all gravy. Nah, we can't do that. Not if we ever want to be on equal footing with the rest of the world. And it's not even that we want to be better than everybody else. We're always in the subservient position because we don't do for self. We always got to include everybody else. And that drives me absolutely crazy because when I say we should have all Black spaces, people look at me like, why does it have to be all Black? Why does it have to be about color? And it's because if you listen, man, I always say once it's co-opted, it's corrupted.
Yeah.
Once you start including white people in and giving them power in your spaces, it's over. You cannot give them no power in anything that you want to do. You can't give no other race any power in power structure. Like when you see when they offer black people stuff, they don't offer us power. They offer us trinkets and goodies, but they don't offer us power.
Well, power can be offered. Like you
No,
have
no, no, no. That's not true. Because these companies, they can put us on the board. They can put us in position to do things. The power can be offered, but my thing is power is most likely you have to take it.
Right.
You have to take power. But
Hold
what
on,
I'm
bro.
saying
Hold
is,
on.
Let's finish the conversation. You don't think power can be offered? Like you don't think power can be given?
nah, power is something you got to take because
Hold on,
nobody
you just
gives
said-
away power.
Hold on, you're talking both sides now, bro. You just said that it can be offered.
No,
It can be offered, but it not on a like. If you want true power, you got to take it. But I'm
All right,
talking
I know.
about.
That's
All right, well,
interesting.
hold on, y'all.
Conversation, though.
Malik hasn't gotten in on this. What you got on this, Malik?
No. What I was saying is, I think it really depends on the purpose, right? You know, I do agree with, let's say, Chairman Fred, right, bringing in other races for a cause, like going like basically to stop police brutality. You need, you know, everybody. But when you are preparing a space for blackness, no, you cannot have other people in that space. But also, even the leader or the president or whatever the head of that organization is, they also have to feel that same way, because they could easily lead the organization or team or whatever down the wrong path, the path of, you know, of whatever, just because. And just one last thing, we get to the group conversation. A lot of times, but I hear a lot of people talking about why I gotta be all black. Why you talking about all black? You know, it's about diversity, but people get mad at me saying it. But what they don't get mad at other races for actually practicing it, you know,
And doing it.
like at least growing up, I would go to the corner stores. Koreans always at the corner stores on Smash. At least it'll be a black boy back there making cheesesteaks. You can't go nowhere in the city in a Korean spot and find a black man making cheesesteaks, making your egg sandwich. Can't do nothing. Everything is all Korean. A Korean hair store is not going to have nothing but Korean employees. A Chinese store going to be nothing but Chinese employees. You know, it's just what it is. If it's a black store, you know, if they have any employees, it's not their cousins. You know, it could really be anybody. And if it's a black business, the professional, they first hire is probably going to be a white person. You know, and it's just, we really have to be explicit in the goals of what we're trying to do. And once again, it depends on the purpose. Should we include them? It depends on the purpose.
Right. All right. So listen, y'all. I want to hear what y'all have to say about this. Do we need all black spaces? I'm going to venture to say this is the Black Wall Project. Y'all hear it every week. So you're probably going to say yes, right? But what are your overall thoughts on this diversity talk? Even the POC talk. I hate the POC talk. And for those who don't know what POC is, people of color, like they love to lump us all together, like we have the same issues. Yes, are there some things that are in alignment? Absolutely. But there are black issues, there are Latino issues, there are white women issues, and you know, they're not always the same. They're not always the same.
So you're not part of BIPOC gang?
What's that? Not a BIPOC? No. I don't even understand BIPOC, because POC is BIPOC, but they just felt the need to have another acronym for whatever reason, but people are running with it.
That's because black folk let white people name anything they want to.
Listen, man, black folks are afraid to be unapologetically black. Like, we're afraid to say black this, black that. That's why, like, again, we have to be intentional with it. That's why Black Wealth is black. That's why we do these things, because we understand, first of all, we understand that the people that will be turned away about that, we don't want to deal with y'all anyway. You know what I'm saying? So let's just weed you out by saying it.
Man, I can't say hallelujah enough times on this Easter Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? So just understand that. Now, again, to take from Dr. Claude Anderson, we'll take your bread. You ain't getting no seat at the table. You ain't getting no say so or nothing. But we're gonna take your bread and spend with our folks.
And to piggyback off of Jimmy real quick, right? if you spend our bread with us, you're going to get value for your money. Let's be clear. We're not
Yeah.
looking to rob folks. We are looking to give or not give, deliver value commensurate to what you're paying. So, like,
that's why
fair
I always
exchange ain't no robbery.
That's why we always gotta be careful with saying support black business. You know what I'm saying? I say buy
from black business.
Yeah, buy from black business because, like,
I say patronize.
Yeah,
However,
either way,
you gotta get fancy patronize. Okay,
but there is a difference. Even though I will say this because I do agree with you, Jimmy. But however, we do need to be very intentional about our support, right? And support can be giving somebody a shout out. You know, that's why we do our BOB every week. Jimmy and them do it on By the Hood all the time. By the way, I heard the Curtis May interview, Jimmy. So thank you for the shout out. Shout outs to Curtis May as well. Everybody go listen to that interview.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, we give people shout outs and say, I didn't know you listened to it, but now that you listen to it, I didn't have to tell you, right? We give shout outs even when you know you support your. That's the thing about like supporting or spending money with your folks. Do it not just for the just say, hey, I did it for social media. When you do it, like, because that's what you do. It's almost like what Malik said. What Malik said, other folks ain't got to talk about it. That's just what they do.
Right. But Monica put up something I thought that was really interesting, right? So Monica says, we like diversity because we don't want to be viewed as hateful and discriminatory. Also, some equate pro-black to angry black person. Yeah. That's a fact. I know I used to suffer with that. I've actually written about that. But now I guess I'm older. I don't give an F.
Half a bar for them.
What was that? Half a bar?
Half a bar.
All right, what's half a bar, Corey? What?
It's a Jay-Z reference.
It's a Jay-Z reference.
Oh, enlighten me. I don't know if I know that bar.
It's at the end of the takeover.
Yeah. All you other cats taking shots at Jigga, you only get half a bar.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. Because they not
all
worth
you other shots taking for all you other dudes taking shots at Jigga, you only get half a bar.
I get it, because they're not worth it. They're not worth the breath. I get it. But I do think a lot of times we are afraid to get labeled as an angry black man, an angry black woman, because media has thrown it around so much, and then we've adopted it oftentimes because, let's face it, there's a lot of mental health trauma. And so sometimes some of our stuff comes off as being angry, but it ain't angry. It's just really passion oftentimes. But if you're not of the culture and you're not for the culture, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that.
I when it comes to blackness, I don't try to come to a point of understanding with anybody. Like, because my thing is, I'm black 24/7, 365, and I'm pro-black 24/7. 365, right? So it's not that I'm, because every black person is black 24/7, 365, right? But not every black person is pro-black 24/7, 365, right? So I'm not questioning anybody's blackness, but what I will question is if you are for us or against us, because I can't question your blackness. If you have black parents, you're black. I'm not going to say that you're not black.
Corey and I don't agree with that. I don't agree.
What I will say is, I'm not getting into the business of questioning anybody's blackness, but what I will question is whether or not you're for the cause of blackness, because your actions will speak. Your actions will tell me whether or not you're for the cause.
So there's a certain young lady who looks black on the outside but acts white on the inside. I don't think she's black. I don't think she deserves a card to the cookout. I think she can go kick rocks and go play in traffic.
All right, but we're not, that's an interesting discussion because we're not a monolith, right? Right.
We're not what? But hold on. I want to acknowledge Elizabeth's comment. So Elizabeth says diversity equals everything but black. That's so factual.
Yeah, factual.
And this last one that I'm coming back to you, Jimmy. Don Johnson says, most don't understand what diversity means. There are things I have to buy from pale faces, but the things I don't, I need it from my people. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Go ahead, Jimmy.
But I'm just saying, I think that you can be black, but not necessarily for the community. But that doesn't make you any less black. You are black, right? So I guess it depends upon how you define blackness, right? So, but I think that we come in all walk shapes. That we're not one way. We're not a monolith, right? So I think that that's an interesting conversation, but a deeper conversation with everything that we're talking about is, to me, is responsibility. a lot of times we don't want the responsibility of being Black 24 because what comes with that? We know that when we're openly and outwardly Black, there's going to come with a lot of punches, and a lot of times those punches come from our community. It's not even coming from outside, right? So because of that, we'd rather just stay in the space and say diversity and say that. That's why you see a lot of people like who are afraid to stand up for Black things, but they'll say, "I'm for justice. I'm for justice." Just because you're for justice doesn't mean you're for Black folks, right? Those are two different things. But understand that when you operate from a space of being pro-Black or living in your Blackness 24/7, a lot of things come with that. And we don't want the responsibility of the things that come with that. Like when we talk about independent nation building, we don't want the responsibility of feeding ourselves, of clothing ourselves, of building infrastructure. So we rather just be comfortable in this space as opposed to having true freedom. And I think that's a lot of what this conversation is. Listen, let me show you something. I'm reading this book right now. Shout out to Professor Carlton Jones, and this is his book right here. He got a new book he just dropped.
Oh, shout out to him.
Yeah, his book just dropped. It's called 2020 Through the Eyes of a Social Media Revolutionary. But he has a part in here, and he says, when you think about it,
title.
Yeah, he says, when you think about it, most people seek leaders because they need scapegoats to blame when things go wrong, right? And I was thinking about that, right? Because that's a lot of what our issues are, right? We don't want to, take on the responsibility of all these things that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that. But taking action and starting to build infrastructure and do things that'll get us true freedom, most of us don't want that responsibility.
And for the record, go buy my man book.
Absolutely. Shout out to Professor Carlton Jones.
You can get it on Amazon. You can go to his website. I brought the other classic out. My fault.
Oh, that's another classic. And that's another thing too. We don't even promote those books, man. We don't even promote the purple books, man. We talk about each book. We talk about our book. You know what I'm saying? Our people's book. Like we on a whole different wavelength right now, man. So yeah, I already know the backlash you got when you talked about Isha's book because we post Isha's book all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't call it backlash, but I thought the commentary was interesting. But let's shift real quick. Did anybody see Concrete Cowboys?
I did.
No,
I gotta start watching TV, man. Y'all watch. I gotta get hit.
Monica and I watched that last night. Like, shout to Idris for doing a whole movie with a cigarette hanging from his mouth.
And that joint didn't drop one time.
No, one time. I said he got to get an Oscar just for that. Like, my man did the whole role with it. Like, how you put that on?
Shout out to Michael O.G. Law, who was in it as well. There's a couple of Philly folks and then that did their thing. I thought it was a good movie. The
only thing that bothered me is the boy from the Central Park Five, Corey, whatever his name is. That's not his real name. He's not really Corey Wise, but that's who he played on the Central Park Five. Like him trying to say "bull" and "jaunt" just bothered me.
Oh yeah, it was, but it was funny, right? When the boy Paris said it, he had it right, and you could tell. And it's like, why do y'all try to force it? It just
you can tell because he's from Philly, though.
Yeah, right, yeah. Exactly.
But that's why you could tell, like when he said "bull," I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And he said John, like, yeah, the John. I'm like, no, that's not how it goes, beloved.
Yeah. But I'll say this, right? I was glad to see it. It's a story about a black man who was disconnected from his son that reconnected, and they worked through their trauma. But it's got a lot of plots and twists and turns. But I think it showed black men in a positive light. I think everybody should see it.
Yeah, it was dope. Though Roby, Smush, talking about Smush.
Right, Smush. Yep. Yeah, but you already knew what time Smush was on. The whole.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but hold on though, because honestly, that's a real estate movie. If you really want to talk about it, I mean, to me,
yes, it is. Yes,
yeah, the whole movie is really a real estate movie. You know
yes. And you talk about ownership. I mean, I wish Malik and Corey would have saw it because again, I don't want to ruin it for them. But like you said, it's about real estate and it's about gentrification as well. And I'll say this part: they lost control of land because they didn't own it. And how many times do we see black people make something fly, make something dope, and they lose it because they don't own it?
But you know what bothers me about that is not just that they lose for lack of ownership, is that they don't understand. When people, because I've seen this happen in real life, and they say, and their argument is, I've been renting this for 30 years, it's mine.
Right.
Not really. Yeah. I've actually seen that in real life. Like they feel like because they've been there for so long, they have certain rights that they don't have.
Right. Now, one of the lines that the guy Paris, who was in the wheelchair, he talked about it. He said they were fighting over corners that they didn't own.
Mm-hmm.
And the one corner that they were fighting over got a Starbucks came and was built on the same corner that they were fighting over.
Yeah.
And so when you think about that, I don't know that was actually true. I don't know if that was a dramatization, but either way, things like that have happened.
Oh, that happens continuously.
Well, not necessarily Starbucks in Philly. I'm thinking of Starbucks in Philly. They not in a.
Well, no,
yeah, they don't come
not yet.
past downtown.
Not yet.
Not Starbucks in Philly, but I'm
You
just
muted,
talking about.
you muted Malik.
I said 16th and Fairmont.
And when nobody fighting over that corner.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Yeah, they were back in the
Yeah,
day.
How long ago was that?
No,
When I was in high school in Francis, that's Francisville.
Probably the 90s.
16th and Fairmont?
No,
Yeah,
man. Remember that whole area was Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I remember that. I do
Well,
remember that.
it was Puerto Rican and black, but a
It
lot of
was
it
a bar. It was a bar on that corner.
Yep.
I'm about to give me a old search. I don't remember though. I remember it being.
It was a bar right on the corner of 16th and
It was
Fairmont.
a bar right there in that corner.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny that whole Fairmount, that Ridge Avenue strip used to be very hot for a long time.
Yeah, it was.
I'll just say that. But I find it interesting that folks have that mindset. But I also find it really, kind of shifting a little bit. We're seeing a great amount of Black produced and owned media that is being put out now. So Concrete Cowboys, there was something else I saw.
It's all over the place.
What's that?
I said it's all over the place. I mean, because it's almost an arms race for these streaming services to get content. So the content creator is probably the greatest time in the world.
Oh yeah, you see, your girl just signed a 10 at least a $10 million deal. They said an eight-figure deal to Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
She just signed
man,
content creator, man. She out here strong.
So listen, go back and watch our episode about Black stories. We definitely talked about that. That was Jimmy Williams. That was a Jimmy Williams special right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wanted to talk about what's the author's name? Latavius.
Oh, the bull who write the soft porn.
Yeah.
What?
The Latavius, whatever. Them soft porn books that the folks like to read.
Was Zane?
Zane.
No, not Zane. It wasn't Zane.
Latavius something.
Octavia Butler?
No,
man.
Jim, you shout these people out all the time.
Oh, Ashley and Jaquavis.
Yeah.
Listen, that's my dream interview. They legends, man. Listen, no, protect Ashley and Jaquavis, yo. They're my favorite authors. I love Ashley. I love their relationship. I love their book. I love everything about them, man. Ashley and Jaquavis is Black.
Yo, I call it soft porn, man. Like in form.
Their books is different, man. But they listen.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad at it because my mom used to read the Jones with Fabio in the front.
No, Ashley and Jaquavis are Black royalty, man. No Ashley and Jaquavis slander. But
you know what I mean? Like them stories been getting played for years. You know what I mean? Like how you had a box set and it got like 4 or 5 like the thick softback books with the what I mean? Like
that's not what they do. Ashley and Jaquavis read a lot of crime novels. Well, I call them crime novels. What the folks try to call them is street lit. I don't call it street lit because street lit comes with a whole different connotation. They write crime novels.
Right. All right.
But they tackle topics such as like, sex trafficking, racism. All these kind of things are tackled within their books, but they put it through a lens of, stuff that happens in the streets. So shout out to them.
All right, so listen, we got a hard stop tonight, y'all. But we want to get through all of the comments. We want to honor everybody because everybody be dropping jewels on here and don't want to miss out on anything. So
absolutely.
The whites in the building.
What's up, bro?
Yup, no sisters tonight. It's the fellas.
Just the heathen show.
The inmates are running the building. All right, Chris says there are other cultures whose whole MO is to buy only from your own culture, but no one bats an eye. Facts. As soon as you say buy Black, people start talking about diversity and inclusion. Blah, 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 blah. Great point, Chris. Great point.
Absolutely.
All right, the white says Corey's right. Barack was diversity president. I'm not touching that.
He's right.
Kamaria Barack protectionist, and I mean,
no, because I just. So I'll say this. we look at Barack from the wrong lens. He wasn't supposed to be the black president. Like, that's unrealistic. But
I listen. I say this with all due respect. I think Barack is like nuanced. There's so many conversations that can take place. I don't think it's all one way or all the other way.
No, I agree.
I'm not a fan. Like you,
That's fine.
I'm not a fan. Not that I'm not a fan of any president, but like he was the first president that I was excited to see as president, and he let Nas down.
I don't think that you can be a revolutionary from that seat. So I never was looking for that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's possible.
I think he did a good job. I think that he felt like they would be more reasonable, and that reason would prevail and intelligence. And
you already know that's not going to happen. So why should he feel that way? Like, come on, man. So don't make that excuse. What I will say is this, though. What I will say is I thought that now that he's no longer in that seat, he could possibly be doing more. Now, I don't know, obviously everything is. I don't know what he does. I don't know. He's doing a lot. I've seen him signing deals and getting to the bag, but I'm talking about
the bag. He's definitely getting to the bag.
Yeah, but he's getting to the bag. But I'm talking about just like now that you have that platform, what can you do with the platform of being the first, being this? So, and again, time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm rooting for the brother, but I do think I think him in general. We do a whole show just on Barack. It's a nuanced conversation. Because I also recognize just from like pure symbolism what he means to the world, and I think that we can't like discount that at all.
Like I just said, I was excited. That was the first time I was excited about any politician. Period.
I mean, I was excited to see 45 like give me some comedy because I knew it was about to be a lot of comedy coming.
All right, so Elizabeth says we are forced. Like, folks really don't want to see a real life Wakanda.
Oh no, they don't. No, they don't.
No, they don't want no parts of it.
I don't even think. I think they're actually afraid of that idea, right? And talking about symbolism, piggybacking off Jimmy, Black Panther was definitely very, very symbolic, and we could actually create our own real life Wakanda if cats had the right mindsets. But time will tell. Time will tell.
Hey, listen, I've been looking at Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Black people could really take that over.
I mean, listen, who's it? Curtis Blow? I mean, excuse me, not Curtis Blow. We're not talking about the break, y'all. I'm talking about Charles Blow. I mean, his whole thing about cats moving down south.
Yo, I'm reading that now. That's literally what I'm reading right now.
Yeah, I believe it's The Devil You Know. I plan on getting into that.
That's it.
But even though
man, I had a guy talk about a 5-city concept or a 10-city concept where Black people concentrate in 5 to 10 of the most populous cities and just take them Jones over.
Yeah, the problem with that though is it's state law, not city law. So
and that's kind of what he talks about in The Devil You Know. He talks about how state law really runs everything. Like in the grand scheme of life, we don't recognize how much state law has power. But it gives all the data and all the information. But it's called The Devil You Know. It's an excellent book. I'm not halfway done yet, but so far so good.
I mean, but I think a real life example, and he even talks about this, is Georgia. We see all the shenanigans going on in Georgia because their demographics shifted because all Black people, well, not all, but a lot of Black people were moving there. So you can actually see how demographic shifts.
Yeah, the state law changed immediately once Black people got involved. They was like, oh, we can't have these Black folks running this whole state.
Yep.
No,
2 million people moved to Georgia in like a 2-year period, 80% Black. That's an insane amount of people.
So, all right. So Elizabeth says, as we often get our hands slapped when we are so unapologetic in our Blackness, but buying Black and supporting Black will allow us to honor our communities and build our own facts, Elizabeth. Yeah, Elizabeth. I don't know who said it, Corey or Jimmy. Where's the book?
Yeah, that's me, bro. I need Elizabeth. Elizabeth, if you get a book, you already got somebody to buy it right here.
Exactly.
Yeah. She be coming with the card.
Hey, Latoya, how you doing?
Hey, Toya, what's going on?
All right, Canby says, all right, Earth, Wind, and Fire is your bet. All right, I like that.
They're getting 30.
I came on some fire. All right.
They're not getting 3-0, Jim.
All right. That's fact. Yes. Yo, in a creative world, it's white and Asian women. Yes, it is. They get those diversity contracts. We don't even get in the rooms.
I just said that.
Yep. I've heard that so much. The glass walks and ceilings. Yeah. They give us some tokenism. Yeah, but the thing I find interesting, right? There's nothing wrong being a token if you're going with the Black mindset. but you have to go in with the mindset of helping to pull other Black folks up. And a lot of times everybody is there to kind of protect their neck. And I get it, but at the same time,
listen, Kumar, that's a whole other show, because
it is.
what you just said is very powerful, because if you take that opportunity, but you're pro-Black and you operate for your folks, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. Problem is, a lot of people get in those seats and, you know, they're living a comfortable life, and they want to live that comfortable life. I was watching a show earlier, The Genius. I don't know if you guys ever seen Genius. It's on Hulu. It's a National Geographic show, but they're on Hulu now. And each season they talk about the life of someone specific. So the first season was Einstein, the second season is Pablo Picasso, and the third season is Aretha Franklin. So they highlighted Genius, but it's like a biopic. But in Picasso, this was one quick part, but it reminded me of something you said. And he's like going back and forth with his lady about doing some specific work, and she says, "Well, when you were younger, you were a rebel. You went against against this, and now you got this big apartment, you got this big car, and you're afraid to kind of like do what you know is right."
Yeah.
What happened to you? She said, "What happened to you?" And I'm sitting there thinking, like, he got that big apartment, he got that big car.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, when we get put in positions of power, we get the seat on the board here, or we get a big job there,
scared to lose it.
Yeah,
man, listen. Being unapologetically Black, other Black people will stay away from you like you radioactive. Listen, I know for sure that people stay away from me and my content because they think I'm radioactive. Sorry. Yo, that's my heart out, y'all.
All
right, brother.
All right, so Jose says power can't be offered. Those with power want to maintain their level of power. So when they give us any form of power, it is low level of power, but just enough to get the gatekeepers to keep others from attaining any power. I agree, Jose. I agree. And I would kind of say that they're not even offering power. They're just offering a breadcrumb, so to speak. I don't think it's power. They might be offering a payment, because money and power are not the same. They are linked, but they are not the same.
They're not. But I guess it depends upon how you define power. Because if I put you in a position, couldn't that also technically be considered power? If I put you on the board, I'm giving you a certain level of power, although I might have an ulterior motive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can give someone power.
But the way.
But again, it could be strategic too. So like a lot of these Black initiatives and everything, it was a whole other thing going on. But when you get put in that seat now, but
let's talk. We could talk about it real quick, and I know we got hard out. Jay-Z is now going to be on the board of Square, but he's just one person, right? While I love the title deal, I'm still looking at it for what it is. Title wants to be able to sway culture. Jay-Z can sway culture. Now, I don't believe Jay will get pimped out, right? I do have faith in him that he won't get pimped out. But if something crazy happens, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I mean, listen, he can't be pimped out. NFL already did that. But
No, he didn't.
I mean, we could talk about that too.
Yeah, that's another show.
Me and you disagree on that, but that's either here nor there, man. Listen, man. I can separate the rapper from the man's actions. But what I will say is this. What I will say is this though. It depends upon how he uses the platform. We all have a platform, no matter how big or how small, but how are we using our platform? That's the thing about 2021. All of us have a platform.
Yeah.
Every single one of us have a platform. How are you using your platform?
Right. All right. So Latoya says everybody else is allowed to have all exclusive spaces. Yep. But they also don't talk about it. They just do it. To Malik's point earlier, they practice it. They do it. I do think we need to talk about it less and do it more, if that's even possible. But just putting those things in action. Karan, and the kicker is they bring us in to lead the creative and advertising efforts. You talking about Marcus? Marcus Graham, or actually, I guess in this context, it'll be Lady Eloise, right?
Yeah.
Or HR, because they love to put us in the villain role. Okay, Robbie says I hate that. All right, Lou says the truth. We are still free labor, free clout, free everything. Oh, God dang. I gotta read that again. That is such a bar. The truth is, we are still free labor, free clout, free everything. We legit turned into corporate house slaves with a little bit of wiggle room as long as we behave. Yo, are you a rapper? We can't get past all forms of enslavement unless we support each other and create our own spaces.
That's it.
Bars.
No, Elizabeth got Bars for days.
All right, Don says I agree with two comma Carter. It's based on the cause. Yeah, no doubt. And we need causes for multiple things. I get that, and I agree with Malik as well.
Yeah.
Damn, Jimmy, dropping heavy bars.
Hey, thank you, sis.
All right. Why does it keep freezing? You gonna have to upgrade your internet service. All right, Don Johnson says you can be black and not for the community. Absolutely. I call them people non-blacks. Karan says we're trying to get more black folks into some of these other creative and production positions. I don't know a black gaffer or sound tech research, and those are the only spots on our video production crew that aren't black. A buddy of mine talked about that, who's a filmmaker. It's funny, Karan. He talked about that. He does a lot of work in Hollywood. He says those people make anywhere from 75 to 150 easy, and we miss out on it all the time because we always want to be in front of the camera instead of in back of the camera.
I think we got to. I don't even know what a gaffer is. We got to be exposed to what it even does.
So the gaffers are the people that do all the stuff behind the scenes in films. They move stuff, they build stuff. They do a lot. They're integral. You can't have a movie or a play without gaffers.
Here's what I'll say, man, and this is the whole conversation. I'll leave it at this. Some of us don't even want money. Some of us want fame.
Jimmy out here dropping bars too.
It's a fact. I'm telling you, man. I come to that conclusion.
All right. So Jose's talking about Concrete Cowboy. All right. Okay. To Jimmy's point, man, the lawyers are just personal generational trauma. We are removing, and then we got to fight the Mayo clan as well. Tired AF. LOL, not an excuse, but a true story. We need leaders amongst ourselves, not necessarily to represent us to the Mayo clan systems. I think the Messiah complex that many of us have is Eurocentric thinking, but many of us don't want to go that deep. But, you know, it's low level. Well, actually, it's not low level. It's high level Stockholm syndrome. But I don't think people really want to talk about that. It's kind of boring. All right, Don says it's a good movie. I got a recommendation from Aisha Selden.
There you go. There you go.
I don't want no smoke, Aisha, if you're watching this. I'm a fan. You already know that. All right. All right. Don says it was all about the importance of ownership. Yeah. The importance of ownership, and I think also the importance of relationships. Because some of the stuff that they did for their own, I thought was moving as well. Monica Williams says the yellow front is the only thing left there from back in the days.
Probably 16th Street, maybe.
What's that?
Talking about a Fairmount.
Oh,
because that was one of the stores they were in on the movie that's still there.
I don't think. Okay, I'm sorry. Jose says I don't think black folk want to see rural Wakanda either. Nah, I don't think so. So a lot of us are down south. The majority of black folks do live in the south, but we haven't intentionally moved to places and look to dominate, and that's what Charles Blow's book is about. Being very intentional to go into certain states and take things over. Now, I will say this. One of the things is how he defined the South is Delaware, and Delaware is not below the Mason-Dixon line. So I was really interested about that. All right, so Latoya says we know it'll be down if we come in masses. They'll find ways to burn it down, either literally, figuratively, Black Wall Street. I don't know. I think we got to start putting that to the test, though.
But also to that point, though, that's why part of what we have to figure out is how to protect those spaces. And again, just historically speaking, Black Wall Street was really destroyed, not necessarily because they burned it down, but because they gave us an opportunity to shop with other folks. Because as mentioned in that book, Black Fortunes, Black Wall Street was built back up. We supported it again. We were building it right back to where it was. And then integration.
Right.
Integration happened. Integration killed it faster than the bombs did, because integration killed it to the point where it's never come back.
Adrian says, I'm not sold on the South. I get you. LOL, I don't know about a book, but time will tell. Come on, you doing it every week. You might have just write down the stuff you put in the chats.
Listen, Elizabeth, you got
journal of it. Keep a journal of it. What were you saying, Jim?
I said Elizabeth got bars. Like, she already wrote a book for us. I'm about to go back to each of these shows. I'm about to, I'm about to be your ghostwriter.
Just give her credit and her money.
Absolutely. It's
right.
Black Wealth.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, y'all, as we get ready to close out today, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Again, happy Sunday. If you don't celebrate, not really into tearing down people's happiness, right? I think we got to get out of that place. We want to tear down everything in the name of righteousness, but oftentimes what we're doing is we're creating even bigger chasms between one another. So let's think about that before we start tearing down folks' way of life and religion. Anybody else got anything to say as we close?
Listen, thank you guys. Thank you guys for kicking it with us this Sunday. Check out bodyhood.com, a new and improved bodyhood.com. We'll be back here next Sunday, and every Sunday. But I just want to say thank you guys. We definitely appreciate all the support you give us and the way you show up for us every Sunday. And anytime we got anything going on, you guys support everything we do. So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, 100%. I second all of that. Thank you guys for showing up, even on the holiday. We appreciate. Salute.
All right, so listen, y'all, as we go into this next week, let's do something together as a unit. Do me a favor. You see somebody black, just smile at them, give them a nod, and say, what's up, brother? What's up, sister? I mean, those little things add up. A lot of people don't realize just how important they really are. So we see y'all next week.
One quick thing, though, everybody, look at my sticker. You know what I'm saying? Got my first shot, so I'm about to be outside. So I'm just letting y'all know if y'all see me, I'm about to be outside. I'm big backs. I'm saying Baxi Priest.
All right, y'all. So Jimmy's going to be outside. Malik's already outside. We about to have a party. I don't know if I'll be able to attend though, because I don't know about me getting my blue mantle yet. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But listen, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay strong. Love is love, and I'll see y'all next week. Later.
Peace.